Се жест едновременно раздразнен и примирен. Отидох до прозореца и мрачно се вторачи в прогизналата от дъжда улица. Не бяха за нея средновековните замъци, дори и изрично упоменатите като малки. Не бяха за нея и средиземноморските плажове през април, нито глициниите, нито слънчеви пилачи. Подобни удоволствия бяха само за богатите. Well, before that used to be quite a decent English text, actually. It was written by a very good English writer, Elizabeth von Arnim, and the book is called The Enchanted April, which I translated. So, as I don't know what to tell you, maybe I'll tell you kind of how I've come to change decent English text into this strange language. Maybe not everyone can become a literary translator. It's a very lonely profession. It's a very slow job, sometimes very painful, and not well paid at all. So you need to have some inner, I don't know, urge, need, whatever, to do that kind of work. And after I found out that I really had it, I started translating and started, I've studied English literature at the university, but when I did that, nobody ever taught literary translating. So we were self-made translators, so to speak, and everybody had to learn from his own mistakes and experience. So the first thing I learned was that it's extremely important to know what you cannot do. For example, I cannot translate poetry. I cannot translate drama, as Linda can. I translate fiction, but fiction is such a wide notion. It's wider than life itself. So there are so many things in fiction that challenge a translator, and I cannot talk about everything, but I have a soft spot for slang, for example. There are so many types of slang, and it's so difficult to translate slang into your own language. Well, first you must have a perfect command of the language you translate into your mother tongue, maybe. And because there is, professional slang, school slang, soldier slang, drug addict slang, all kinds of slang. It's impossible to know all of these things and to translate well all kinds of slang. And usually the characters use, the writer makes the character use slang just to give the color, the flavor of the atmosphere of the book. And it's very important to make that visible for the reader into the other language. So you should have a very strong sense of, I don't know how to say, for example, I cannot make an American drug dealer use the slang of a Bulgarian peasant. It would be awful. Everybody thinks that maybe it's easy to translate children's literature, but it's hell, I tell you, because because children usually go to school and they use school slang, and it's very important for slang that it dies very quickly. It becomes old-fashioned very quickly. And if I translate how school children speak today with the slang we used when I was in school, it would be very funny. Please. So, well, usually I go to the school next door, I live next door to the school, and I ask the teacher, could you show me the black sheep of the class, please? I usually, yes, bribe this boy, he's usually a boy with something, and ask him how to say that and that and that. It's not an easy thing. But I've had very glorious moments in my life once, because I translated Raymond Chandler, it was weeks ago, not weeks ago, sorry, years ago. I was a young translator and I didn't know what it meant. But it was great fun working on the text. And when I finished the book, it was given to a very good editor, because it was Raymond Chandler, so it needed to be edited quite well. So one day I got a telephone call from her. I didn't know her, I just knew her name. I was terrified, and she said, "Oh, hello, I just want to congratulate you, because your slang sounds so awfully natural. Have you been brought up in the street?" Really? Such a compliment. My poor mother would have died, but I think it was a compliment for a translator. Another important thing for me is just to travel. I think it's very easy for someone who would decide to translate from Bulgarian into English, because Bulgaria is a small country. He can come and just get to know the country for a very short period of time, and then it would help a lot to translate from Bulgarian. But I translate from English, and that means Canada, that means United States, that means England, that means, Australia, New Zealand, what else? Ireland, Scotland, Wales, whatever. So it's impossible, of course, for me to travel and get to know all these countries. But still, it's very important to go into the country, for me it's the magic of the place. It's as if it penetrates into you, and then it's much, much more easier to translate the book. Now, for example, I'm going to work on The New Yorkers by Kathrin Aehnlich. And that book, it's a very good book, but it is a love letter to New York City. And how could I do that without ever being in New York? So I had that great chance, thank you, to be in Ledig House and go to New York and just breathe the air of New York. And I think that will help a lot. So it will be a much, much, much better book. I was in Ireland. I had that chance to go to Ireland last year, but because I was translating a memoir by Hugh Hamilton, who's